8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is good, everyone? It is your boy Politic and Hawk alongside my guy, Mr. Moyo Fit Chris Wilson, Mr. Joy Woods, Mr. Rich Michaels, unable to join us this evening. We are Still Steps coming to you live on a beautiful Friday evening, courtesy of All Authentic Talk Sports Network. Mr. Moyo Fit Chris Wilson, how are you doing this evening, sir?
I'm great, man. Glad to be here as always. It's always good to be on the show. Oh, we got somebody special to rock with us, so can't wait, man. Ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. So for those who may not be aware, this is the end of the year. So Still Steps, we like to do our State of the Promotion series where we talk about WWE, AEW, or various other companies. So this week we will be discussing the 2024 of WWE. But before we do, we have a very special guest joining us this evening. Kind of like a special guest co-host this evening, taking part of this State of Promotion series of the WWE. Our guest hails from the Bronx, New York. She is the co-host of Lip Gloss and Ladders podcast. Our guest this evening is none other than Miss Ash Benny, joining us Still Steps. Miss Ash, how you doing this evening?
I'm doing good tonight. How are you guys doing?
We are doing well.
Doing great. Glad to have you here.
Good. I'm happy to be here.
Oh yeah. So before we we dive into the turnbuckle talk, I do want to commend you and congratulate you being on with us as like the first co-host of the State of Promotion series. So you're making history with us. So we greatly appreciate having your time with us and talking that turnbuckle talk.
Yeah. All I got viewership just went up 10%. So we appreciate you.
I'm weak.
Listen, we want to be diverse here on the Still Steps. We're gonna be when it comes to that turnbuckle talk. So Ash, one of the things we like to do here on Still Steps is when we have a first time guest with us, we like to pick their brain as far as the first time they were exposed to professional wrestlers. So for you, Ash Benny, when was the first time you were exposed to professional wrestling?
So I'm more so of like a later wrestling fan. I really dove into everything during the pandemic. I think that's really when I started to love wrestling and really watch week to week. But for me, probably like my first time ever really watching was WrestleMania 33. I was at like a party and people had WrestleMania on and the Hardys. I believe that's the one where the Hardys returned. And so the energy in the room when the Hardys music hit, I was like, okay, like everybody's like really, really hype right now. Like, I want to understand what's going on. So that's really what started my relationship with wrestling overall.
Oh no, that's awesome. So being exposed at that time, like who was the first wrestler you said, you know what, like this is my guy or girl, and like I'm going to be rocking with them moving forward?
Stone Cold. Shout out to Stone Cold. Happy birthday, I believe. He just had a
birthday. T Sag. Say no. No, that's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, we appreciate you joining us here on Still Steps as part of our State of Promotion series. So let's get to the shits. State of Promotion 2024. First up, WWE. It's one of the hierarchy companies in professional wrestling. So let's dive right into it. So one of the things I ask everyone to do was to provide one word describing the year at WWE. So I'll kick us off. And for 2024, I felt the WWE was promising. So my word this year is promising. And the reason I decided to take that word promising was the fact that if we can go back to 2023, the end of the year was a little bit rocky, especially like with all the headlines with Mr. McMahon, creepy guy, as Chris would like to call him, with everything that was
yeah,
yeah.
old pervy guy, yeah.
Yeah. For real.
Yeah, so a lot of changes were beginning to take place. One of the big changes was with Triple H taking over as head of creative. At the top of the year, we begin to see this change take a step even further with one Dwayne Johnson joining the TKO Group Holdings board of directors. And at the top of the year, he also teased about being at the head of the table. So it had that promising factor with when it comes to the WWE. WrestleMania, we all heard how it was deemed by one Triple H that this was a new time, a new era. What Stephanie cloned as the Paul Levesque era, and this new era, displayed a new undisputed Universal Champion in the name of the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, and we'll dive into his reign a little bit later. As far as the men's division goes, we saw a lot of. Actually, I'm going to say we saw the revival of the tag team championships by the belts returning to their respected brands. We saw the jump of SmackDown moving to the USA Network, NXT moving to CW, with the announcement of Raw going to Netflix in 2025. So everything just looking so promising. Oh, forgot one more thing. Late in October, we also had the announcement with the launching of their own independent wrestling development program with WWE ID. So me selecting promising, like everything that was done this year, I feel like is now set up to be like the launching pad going into 2025 for WWE to make even more significant moves than what had transpired during the year 2024. And 2024 was also kind of a guinea pig in a way too, as far as like getting away from the tradition that WWE typically stood for with the handling of the business. So it got a lot more urban. we all admit that. Like
Nice.
we like a lot of involvement with celebrities, sports figures, especially after the TKO merger and the Endeavor merger, seeing a lot more UFC talent on different events, or even athletes, musicians. Like we've seen it in the past, but it seemed like there's more of a connection of the product, not just being what it is, but it's like being a true entity in today's world. So my word, kicking off this state of the promotion, I'm gonna go with promising. So Sister Ash, your
I like
one word to describe the year of WWE.
I like yours. I think promising is really, really good. And I think mine actually piggybacks a bit off of yours. Mine was direction. I think that this past year really, really showed like a very, very clear path that WWE is going to be going on for the next couple of years. They have this very, very well-made system now with NXT where they're just turning out stars every new year. It's like we have like a new breakout star, which is really, really exciting, as well as WWE ID, everything that you were mentioning before. I'm personally very excited to see where it goes. I think a big part of all of the good things happening is like Nick Aldis as well. Like when he came, I noticed a lot picking up in business in terms of like deals and branding and overall just like getting WWE's name back out in the mainstream again. So I'm gonna go with direction.
Nah, that's awesome. I like that word. Good word. Chris, your words, the Peyton Man in the words. 2024, one word to describe the year of WWE.
I'm gonna bring it home to whatever y'all just said. You said you got direction, You have promising, and mine leads to ultimate thing of WWE is what? Money. WWE has been money.
Shit, got
Yeah.
my money.
Yes, say seriously. Yeah, think about what we paid for them WrestleMania tickets, like especially him. Yeah, like goodness, my goodness, they are money. But like I said, man, they like this. My word was going to be standard because I feel they are the standard when it comes to professional wrestling. They have been for a long time, but lately they have been taking it to the next level. The Netflix deal alone is one of the biggest major deals like ever for pro wrestling to have that type of big money deal and that type of streaming platform where it's the biggest streaming platform in the world. You're going to have you live every Monday night. It's crazy that that's an actual thing now. Like, and then, like I said, just the talent firing all cylinders. Like you said, Hakeem said things have got more urban. Come on, Sexy Red was on freaking NXT.
Wow.
And she was over, which is the other crazy thing. Like she went on there, started twerking, talking her crap, and people was just like, "Yeah, she's amazing." Like, yeah, what? Name 4 bars. It's like they didn't care. It don't matter. Her personality is big enough alone. And then you got Trick Williams killing it. You got the newcomers from Jada Parker, Lola Vice, like Sol Saruka, like this, Obafemi. These are the future talents that is not even close to their prime yet. And then you got people on the main roster from Punk, Cody, Bloodline, Seth. To me, honestly, the most improved player for me this year is Bronson Reed. Like, I can't believe how much good he is now. And it's just like when he first came on, nobody gave a crap about him. When he got to the main roster, like he got on, he would come out crickets. He got no reaction, what is the worst thing to happen. But now, like he's over, everything is clicking. Cody's bringing this old feel with this new direction for bringing back old school titles to where he gives promos. It just works, man. Roman is Roman. Like, this is a great time to be a WWE fan, and it's just all leads to money. It's like this WWE is just printing money hand to foot. And honestly, I'm not mad at it because this is the most intrigued I've been with WWE in a long time.
Interesting. Yeah, your Cody Rhodes take is interesting right off the back, and we'll dive into that a little bit more.
My guy.
Little bit later. Is he?
It's my guy.
Okay, I hear you. I hear you on that. Well, in that case, let's move right along as far as like the state of the men's division, which also includes one Cody Rhodes, as we all saw back in April. Cody, successfully defeated Roman Reigns to capture the undisputed Universal Championship. Since then, I think after WrestleMania, he may have gotten mixed reviews as far as this championship run. I also think it also depends on the age demographic. You may talk about who may have a mixed reaction as far as this particular run, but I want to go back to this point, and it kind of goes back to like the Roman Reigns run, where how a lot of the universe was becoming upset, frustrated that he was holding on to the title for a significant amount of time, not really defending it frequently. But I gotta be honest, I feel like Cody Rhodes has the same blueprint that Roman has currently. Now, on one part that could be a little bit more objective is that Cody does make more appearances, weekly than Roman may not have had done. But as far as like the actual defending of the championship, I gotta say it's almost equivalent to what Roman has defended the title over the last two years. So, but overall, though, as far as like the actual men's division as a whole, I feel like in 2024 there was a little bit of a good setback, and I choose the words "good setback," meaning when you think about the top of the year, like we had the the potential of the Seth Rollins CM Punk matchup. What happened? Both of them ended up getting hurt. So in that case, WWE, ended up, having to pivot. And as I mean, the year went on, we still got, we got the involvement of the bloodline with their faction becoming even larger with the new additions of Tama Tonga and Tonga Iowa and Jacob Fatu. What up, Oos? So like WWE had to pivot by making the strengths of the factions. And if you really look back at 2024, there were a lot of factions running WWE. Judgment Day. You got to put the Alpha Academy. You know what I mean? They had a good run. Again, you know what I mean, the Bloodline, Karrion Kross. So you got these factions that that were pretty much holding down like the week after week until like those like Seth Rollins or CM Punk were to get healthy. So I feel like now with going back to my word promising, I think now that these superstars are now becoming healthy, I think what we were supposed to have seen in 2024 is probably going to go in that direction of 2025, and I'm looking forward to it. Like I'm looking forward to seeing how far Drew McIntyre is going to evolve to where where he currently is. Like, to be honest, he's probably like one of my favorite heels of the year. Like I felt like Drew, was like once he got to the point where it's like he just didn't give a, like he just started kicking ass, talking this shit on social media, like just like roasting people, talked about us, the marks with our titles, talking about something like you had to buy a title, you didn't earn it, I love
hey, Drew.
Yeah, right?
Hey, Drew.
I should have had mine on standby.
I don't care. I don't care, Drew.
Yep.
I don't care.
Like ended.
Yeah. So
Okay.
like I'm looking forward to that. I do want to throw a question out there, and I'll give everyone their time to speak to. As far as the reign of Cody Rhodes, I did mention as far as like giving it a grade. If I did have to grade it, I'll probably give him a B minus. Like he does his job. He does his job. He's a great worker. I think my only issue with Cody, and I know a few people that have this same issue, is that they feel Cody is cookie cutter. And they're like they feel like it's cookie cutter, like to the point where it's almost like it's like he's like the wrestling political figure in a way. Making sure that he's appeasing, the young kids, it's almost the glimpse of the take your vitamins, say your prayers, wash your back to a certain extent. But like it's the new age of that type of persona. Like, again, I got nothing against him. However, when it does come down to certain situations with the promos, it does come a little cookie cut, and that's just my opinion on that. So, anybody disagree? Feel free, speak now. Forever hold your peace.
You think? What you think?
I was just watching Christy.
Chris,
What?
You sound like you got thoughts. Go ahead, speak your mind.
Sound like I got thoughts. No, I got thoughts. Let's make this clear. Listen, all right. So, objectively, Cody Rhodes, his run, I can see the mixed response to it. At first,
Mm-hmm.
I can see at first.
Ash, be key on his emphasis on certain words.
Okay,
at first.
got you.
At first, but between AJ Styles, which nobody knew that was going to be as good as it was, between that and now transitioning to the actually linking up with Roman, which became as good, because it's like, no, but in between leaving nuggets of I'll tag with you, but this isn't over yet. And then Kevin Owens is probably one of the best utility wrestlers I've ever seen in my life.
Agree.
This guy knows how to turn it on to where you think he's no longer a factor, to where next you know he's one of the most over things in the company. Like this feud he has with Cody makes me so interested now on how he's going about it. And so it's like, so I give as much as the players their credit as I do Cody. I really do. It's the players that makes that feud. It's not just one guy. But this is the thing. You have to buy into the main guy to make this feud even an interesting thing. And Cody does that. He brings this type of an emotional bond to make people intrigued, whether you like him or you don't. He, with it, like I said, with his promos, though hot things could be cookie cutter, we call a passionate babyface, because you know what cookie cutter is? Cookie cutter was John Cena.
I knew you were gonna say that.
Was cookie cutter. Hustle, loyalty, respect, all the stuff. He was the total demographic of what Hogan was to what he became to be. That was Vince McMahon's baby of this is the new Hulk Hogan. Cody Rhodes isn't that. Cody's is like, I'm different. I'm more of my dad than Vince McMahon. Like this. I want old school, but I understand I'm living in the now. He just brings this thing where, like, not just kids, but like grown-ups, like you got these grown men, like just they like me yelling his song and yelling out what, like, he has this thing to where he just gets it. And like you said, yes, he does enough because he's never been the best wrestler. Like this, he's like this great talker, but it's probably five guys you could name who's better talkers than him, to be honest. What's the name? But it's like he just has this thing to where he puts it all together to where he should undoubtedly be the top guy. He's not the number one merch guy for no reason. He's been the number one merch guy for over a year now. Even when somebody took his place, it lasted a month, they became the number one guy again because he's just that over. He's that good. He is. That's what I say. He's my guy because he is. We had this argument a year ago. Who's more over, him or Jay? It was all Jay. I was like, no. Jay is amazing. He is not more over than Cody. He's not. I get everybody with the yeet and all that. I'm congratulate Jay to the wheels fall off. But it's a difference between being a star and a superstar. Cody is a superstar.
You know
that's
what?
That's why he was the guy chosen to dethrone Roman. Like this, they could have chose Sammy when Sammy was white hot. Could have chose Jay when he's white hot. They went with Cody because they knew this made the most sense.
Let me pause you right there, because you actually, brought something up that I did want to bring to you, and I'm going to run this right now.
I don't really have a problem with, like I said, crap load of single stars. The top of the cards are stacked between Gunther, Cody, Roman, CM Punk is down here, Seth is here. Like this, you have so many, and you got guys who should get more push, like a Chad Gable. You got, like I said, Jey Uso, who I said forever, like, I always loved him as a ring performer. I don't think, even though they call him main event issue, I don't think he's main event. Like, I know he's done the main event. Just like Gunther is over more than him. Push Gunther. Do not push Jey Uso yet.
So after evaluating 2024, are you still?
Was I wrong at that time? No, I was not wrong. I said do not push him yet, and I was 100% right on that. It wasn't his time to pull that trigger yet. At that time, you pushed Gunther, which was the right decision. Gunther was the guy. He was the guy. And they pushed him. Now he's the world champion. I was right on that. I told you. I thought Jay should have been the one who took the IC title from him, not Sammy. Remember, I said that 100 times. I said, if you want Jay to get to that superstar status, he should be the one to dethrone Gunther. But they didn't do it for whatever reason. And that's what I'm saying. You gave it to him later on in the year, and he was the champion for like 2 weeks. Like, it would, to me, I don't like that. I understand y'all wanted to give him his moment, but it would, to me, meant a lot more if they would have did it at Mania with Gunther, not that horrible match he had with his brother like this. So I stand by on what I said then, that it wasn't Jay's time yet, as far as being one of the top guys. Now, like, of course he is. Like I told you, I'm not a Jay hater.
Now,
Like,
that was about to be my question. Do you
Yeah.
believe Jey Uso has done enough this year to put himself in the main event category?
Now, yes. At this point, yes, without question. Right now,
Okay.
if he's the headliner against any name wrestler here, I'm buying that ticket.
Okay.
That
So,
4 or 5 months ago, no. No, don't even do that. No.
sounds good. Just wanted to make sure I got the files.
Yeah.
You said.
Yo, Ash, I'm consistent.
I was gonna say nothing is not consistent.
I'm consistent.
Ask your thoughts on the championship reign of Cody Rhodes, as well as the men's division.
So I'm somewhere in the middle here because I was one of the 5 people who didn't want Cody to finish his story. I know that might be controversial.
No,
I know that might be controversial.
I'm there too, and shout out our guy Brian Waters, because he too was on the train of not finishing his story. So it's okay.
Folks, we're going to end this show now. Sorry, folks.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Ash, thanks for coming.
I know it's a controversial take. I understood why it had to happen. I was there in the building for it, so it was obviously a great moment. I enjoyed it. The biggest thing that comes with those WrestleMania stories is what's next.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, I feel like to so quickly go back into the Bloodline storyline initially, it did kind of have a bit of a slow start. I think now I'm way more appreciative of the reign because I think going to the men's division, I think the main event scene has been like beautifully laid out this past year. I think like we're in an amazing position to have a bunch of new stars, as well as we have the CM Punk versus Seth feud going on. We have all of this stuff with Jey Uso and Drew McIntyre, where Drew McIntyre is basically trying to kill every Bloodline member again for some odd reason. Like there's just so many good things going on. We have all the stuff with the New Day. It makes me very excited, and I like that Cody is the centerpiece of it. I do think, to your point, the cookie cutterness, I think you kind of need that. You know what I mean? I think you need the face of the brand, the guy to come out during the press conference and put the title down and be like, this Prime drink is so delicious. You know, like, you gotta have somebody to do that stuff. And I think Cody is like very believable in that. So I would give him a solid B. I would give him like a solid B for his reign so far. I want to see. I think for a while I was just ready for him to move on past the Bloodline storyline. I think now I've come back around to it, to where if they want to do something with it again, or if whatever the case may be, there's still so many variables leading up to Mania. I wouldn't be opposed to it now, but initially I was just kind of like, why would they make this choice to have him go immediately back into the Bloodline storyline after weeks and weeks of dealing with this?
Yeah, no, I feel you. What you want to say?
That's probably a thing of they just didn't know what to do after that, because they knew Roman was going to take some time off.
Yeah,
and, so it was like they didn't have another marquee big name at the time, especially on SmackDown, for him to face. So it's kind of like, what do we do? So like I said, they're great at calling audibles. So I think they were just like, look, just kind of have him stick around for a little while till we figure it out. And once they figured it out, thank God they got him away from the Bloodline, which they need to continue to do, like keep him away from them. You know, they'll revisit that later on down the line, but it's so much the Bloodline could do with other people right now. So
I will say I give them an A as far as the storytelling as well, with the way they've since pivot from the Bloodline, and now the focus is on Kevin Owens, and it made total sense as far as like dropping the nuggets, like you mentioned before, as far as like those who were all anti-Roman Reigns and now attempting to, to help Roman. It's like everyone's now contradicting themselves. So I love how they insert Kevin Owens into the role, but now it's expanded to like with Drew, with Seth. So it's like we still don't know like how deep that's going to go. You know what I mean? As we're going into 2025, because like is it possible Seth and Drew, you know what I mean, developing an alliance together. me personally, because I'm team Hill anyway. Like, look, I want to see it. I'm all for it. Like, create as much destruction that you can possibly do, and develop that super team with your cookie cutter, at the lead to go in and take battle.
Stop calling him cookie cutter. He is not.
Cookie cutter Cody Rhodes.
I'm a text him. Me and Cody are like this. My man's calling you cookie cutter Cody. Like, I don't like that.
Cookie cutter Cody.
I don't like
Cookie cutter Cody's crazy.
He gonna be like, oh really? Oh, it's him, that guy? Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like, is that right? Yeah. He said he'll say it to your face too when he see you. Yeah. Come on.
One other thing about the men's division, I do want to mention as far as like the tag team division. At one point, this tag team division looked like shit. Like, seriously, like it was one of those where, like, if it wasn't the Usos, then who? If New Day wasn't capturing the titles, then who?
Yeah.
And I felt like they did bounce back to a certain extent. My only knock on the division is that I'm still a bit disappointed that somehow Street Profits has not managed to be able to get the titles again. And I was one who thought that they really had a good shot of winning. It was like 2 weeks ago, but the match ended up, getting called off. Like, man, like I'm not gonna hold you. Like, no, even though knowing the story, that kind of burnt me, man. I'm like, come on, man, like, like
same,
like this. I thought this was like their time, but it didn't happen. It was a little questionable as far as like, just having Motor City Machine Guns just coming right in. Granted, I know the legitimacy of their career, multi-time champions, TNA, overseas. So it's like, I know the the career that that they had, but it's like, damn, man, like how y'all gonna do my profits like that? Like, nah, just
like this. More power and respect to them, but they are not nowhere near as over as the Street Profits. People are looking at them like when they first got there, people knew who they were, but still wasn't like, oh my God, they're here. They were just like, oh, cool, they're here.
Yeah. Like, yeah. And don't get it twisted. Like, I know they have, significant TV time, like with TNA, but when it comes to the WWE system, like, it's a totally different breed. So they're still going to have to, pay their dues as far as like really making a name for themselves. Like, getting that quick hit of fame, capturing the titles. Now you don't have those titles. So like what's your, what's this run going to be like? How receptive are you going to be when it comes down to the like the segments, the promos that's going to be, done, here in the WWE. So like, they like, I take all of that into consideration as far as like what their future run is going to be like. So, but yeah, like I do like the direction. I'm glad they did, split the titles. I am looking forward to someday. Well, actually, it just happened recently. I was about to say with who was it? The War Raiders, winning
War Raiders,
capturing the titles. So I'm thinking with that being done, I know there was, word that came out about a week ago as far as like a big push for Finn in 2025. So I think, we may see that, taking place going forward now that they no longer have the titles. But again, going back to promising, like the men's division, like it looks promising with now bar any more setbacks, going into 2025.
Yes.
So from the men's division, let's go to the women's division. Been a big 2024. Ash, I'll let you kick it off as far as your thoughts on the state of the women's division in WWE.
So I feel like as of right now, the women's division for 2025 has all of the potential in the world. Like all of the major players, I always say, like, we have, and WWE has some of the best women's wrestlers in the business, point blank period. And I want to see them utilized. I want to see them utilized more. I think that they had the right step they took a right step in the right direction when they decided to have Bianca and Jade as the tag team champions, just because the belts were featured. The belts were on PLEs, which was something that was not happening before. It would be rare that you would even see the belts defended on like a random episode of SmackDown. Like it was getting to the point where it was like a little bit ridiculous.
Right.
But because of everything that's been going on with the tag team division, there's been like a little bit of growth there. I've really been enjoying everything with the Nia and Tiffany storyline, with the addition of Candice. That has been super interesting. The Who Attacked Jade storyline, all of that, all of those great things circling around. I think that the women's division has all of the potential in the world. I'm really excited to see where it goes. Now, Raw, the Raw women's division has been very, very interesting this year, because what was it, 2 weeks ago when Raquel versus Rhea happened? That was like Rhea's first match on Raw since like January.
Yes.
Unacceptable. Unacceptable. Like unacceptable. Like there's no other words. There's no other words to say that. Like unacceptable. Everything down to like Liv's defenses. The whole Liv v Rhea storyline. We talk about it a lot on Lip Gloss and Ladders. I personally think that unfortunately it's been a bit of a fumble, that storyline. I think that
right?
I think Liv's doing some of the best work she's ever done in her career.
Thank you.
Let's not get it twisted.
Let her cook. Let her cook. Go ahead.
Let's not get it twisted. I think Liv's believability. I think everything that's been going on in terms of what they've been given, they've been knocking out of the park. It's just, I was so disappointed because I've been somebody who, when Liv came back, wanted her to go after Rhea because there was already a story there.
Right.
It didn't need the Dominic addition and the cheating and the I'll take your man. It didn't need all of those different variables. What they already had was a great story. And even with Rhea getting injured by Liv, it just added another layer to the story. I think where they went wrong was making Rhea come back as a babyface and kind of not really dealing. One thing I really loved about when Jey Uso went to Raw was everybody didn't mess with him.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, no, like you were pure evil for like 3 years straight. And now you're trying to be in everybody's face in the locker room. Like, keep it pushing, like keep it pushing, which I respected. Rhea became face and everybody was like, it's Rhea Ripley, guys. She's face. Like what more is there to say? She's the good guy. She's been the good guy all along. When that is not the case. Rhea did dirt. Rhea did dirt to Liv, to Raquel, to so many different people. And it's very, very disappointing that they don't choose to fixate on that on TV.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, no, I agree with you, because that's actually going on in AEW, and we'll talk about that next week with with the MJF and Adam Cole situation. Like wait a minute, don't y'all recall it was Adam Cole that set MJF up? Now all of a sudden the roles are reversed. But let me ask you before I kick it over to Chris. As far as Liv Morgan's championship run, do you feel that it's been a successful championship run, or do you feel like that also has been fumbled due to the, I guess I want to say like lack of a better storytelling with the actual feud that's going on between the two?
It's hard because I feel like it definitely legitimized Liv as a star. She's one of the top merch sellers in WWE right now. She's extremely, extremely popular. I just feel like one of the biggest selling points of the Liv character was that she was this scrappy underdog.
Yeah.
Liv never backed down from a fight. Like she would scrap with Ronda Rousey, like if it really came to it. But when it comes to this Rhea Ripley storyline, they're kind of choosing to protect Rhea and really make sure that Rhea is protected throughout this storyline so that she can be booked as a beast, which I'm totally okay with. I just think that they overbooked a bit to a point to where Liv looks weak.
Yeah.
And the believability isn't necessarily there to where when they confirmed that match for January 6th, I was kind of like, well, guess I'm not getting my Liv picture with her in the belt. Mania, like, you know, it was like, damn, like, you know, it's kind of like that's all she wrote, unless there's some shenanigans.
Right.
I'm all for some shenanigans, but
now you know what? Let me add a caveat to that. Do you feel like the actual storyline is overvaluing her actual championship reign?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
I want to, but I think it was also the exact same problem with Rhea. When Rhea was holding the belt, it's like, why is she in all of these everybody's business and she's not in the ring? Like, why is
Right.
she not in the ring? That was like my biggest thing during Rhea's reign, and it seems to be like a recurring thing for Liv's.
And she was scrapping with the dudes too.
Yeah,
It was almost like there was no more women to fight until Liv came back and beat her ass in in Philly.
exactly.
But I had to ask because that's been another battle here on Still Steps regards to Liv's actual championship run. Is the storyline more important than her actual championship reign? Me personally, I feel like she's doing a good job with the championship run. I actually think, and don't kill me for this, Chris, I actually think she's over exceeding the championship run that that she has. Like, because most people were considering making sure that she dropped that title. But I told y'all, I said she is not dropping this title so fast. Like, she's marketable. She's profitable, like you just said. You know what I mean? Like, she's also up and merch sales, probably not far from your boy Cookie Cutter Cody. She's making,
no,
you know what I mean? She's
nowhere
doing,
nowhere near him. Don't do that.
she
Don't
making a
do that.
profit. She at the raw Netflix kickoffs and all, you know what I mean? If it ain't Cody, it's definitely Liv. You know what I mean? She's there. So like me personally, I think she's doing a good job as champion, and I don't think that the title is being overshadowed from the storyline, because at the end of the day, it's all about the title. Like, it's going to circle back, you know what I mean, to the title no matter what. So we won't have the storyline if Liv didn't have the title, unless you know what I mean, she just wanted that revenge after she got her ass kicked, you know what I mean, backstage at the Wells. But it's all about the title. All about the title. But the direction of the women's division, my fault. I'll just close it from here. I am excited to see where this direction is going to go, because we all know at any given moment Tiffany is going to cash in on Nia. I got a that might be part of my bold prediction, but we'll circle back on that.
Okay.
I do like the time of what the although I heard it could be truth, hope everything's good with Jade, but I do like the direction of the storytelling that they're doing with Jade, being off camera and trying to investigate who actually beat her up. And I have a good idea who it was, and I mean I can say it now. I think Naomi did it.
Yeah.
I'm going. Yeah, I'm going with Naomi with this one. Like,
Sadly.
I'm like Kane off of Power. Like, yeah, she did that shit. Guilty as fuck.
The signs. Yeah, the signs are starting to. The math is starting to math. Unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Ready to see her as a heel. Finally, let's go.
Exactly. Shout out to Chelsea Green becoming the new Women's United States champion.
Yes, we love heel Naomi.
Oh yeah, like I'm looking forward to see how good her run will continue to go with that title. And then we got the women's intercontinental title coming soon too. So like everything there is lining up to, I hope they give the proper TV time for the women to to showcase not only their talent but also as far as like develop with these titles being part of the company. But Chris, state of the women's division, your thoughts.
All right, so 2024, the women's division has been odd, to be honest, because like, I put it this way: Bianca and Jay become women's tag team champions. Great thing. Then they lose them for God knows what reason. Then they win them right back. And now Jade's hurt. And now the tag team titles are now being vacated. And now nobody's even talking about them.
Yeah.
Throw these titles in the trash.
Now. No.
Throw these titles in the trash now. I said this for the last 8 months. Throw them away. Throw them away. Now you have the Women's Intercontinental Championship, the Women's United States Championship. These are two belts that you actually can invest in because you have all this talent that can go for two individual championships, and it will make it the matchups more intriguing because now there's a legit top mid card prize. Because if you win that, you're top of the mid card for the women's division, and that means you're probably going to be on the top tier next for the World Women's Championship or Women's WWE Championship. Like you're right there. Them tag team titles. I mean, there's no women's tag teams like this. You have there's either three trios, women groups, or individuals, like another one person by themselves with a bodyguard for some reason. It's like it's never just one woman. It's there gotta be one woman and their big tougher woman with them. It's just like this. Like seriously, but there's no legit tag teams. Like Chris was like, why even have this division? It was like I was doing a makeshift tag team thing. It was kind of like, all right, who's around the catering? All right, you two, you're a tag team now. It's just like this. Seriously, that's serious. That's what it goes. It's like so. It was so weird. So what's name? Okay, let's just get to the meat and potatoes. Liv. This is the best year she's ever had in WWE.
What? You don't say.
This is the best year she's ever had. I applaud her for her character work. Still not into her microphone stuff that much yet. It's not horrible, but still needs a little tweaking. I like how she's embracing her character. She's doing a new school with a little bit, tad bit of attitude era with it, whereas like she's embracing her sex appeal, but at the same time showing she can go in a ring. What's name? So it's like I like how the way she's entwining both. It's like for once, it's like all right, I'm pretty. I'm gonna show everybody that. But then when I get in the ring, I'm gonna show everybody I can do that too. That's what Trish did. Trish did amazingly. Now her championship run. I don't care what Hawk says. Her championship run has been horrible. What have she done to solidify her as this amazing dominant champion? Every time she sees Rhea, she goes running. That is not the sign of a dominant champion. If every time you see your op coming, you were like, oh, I'm up out of here. Like this, the more demeanor, stronger, tougher one is here. Even though I'm the number one person, I'm up out of here. Like it makes no sense. So it's like this, and she's the one who put Rhea on the shelf. Like, do you remember that? You remember you're the one who put her on the shelf? But now every time you see her, you go running, you got to get baseball bats and all this other stuff because you're that terrified. It's like, hold up, what are we doing here? Are you the tough little dominant woman or not? She doesn't defend the title. Since she's won that title, she doesn't even defend it. She has it with her. It's time. I told like people, she's barely defended that title. Barely defended. I told all the time, if she came out with the Judgment Day and she didn't have her championship, now one person would say, hey, where's her championship? They would just say like, oh, look at her and Dom. Because that's what the key focus in this Liv Morgan saga is Dominic and Rhea. Promise you, when it's all said and done, even after Rhea beats her for the championship, it's not going to be done. Like, oh, Rhea got her revenge. She finally got her championship back. It's not going to be that. It's going to be, okay, now how does she get her hands on Dom? I promise you, that's what the come all be all of this. The come all be all is for her to have a one-on-one match with Dominic. It has nothing to do with Liv. Liv, unfortunately, is just a pawn in this chess match of Dominic and Rhea. I promise you, once Liv is off the board, people are going to care. Like people are not going to care. I'm not going to say she's going to go down the totem pole in WWE. She's not. She's a star now. She's solidified. What's name? But as far as like top like championship, nobody's going to care about her champion anymore. They're not at that moment. I bet you she'd be going for the Intercontinental title within the next week of her losing that title because nobody's going to care about it. Now, what this does for Rhea? Rhea's issue when she became the champion, women's world champion, she had nobody to fight. Absolutely nobody, especially after Becky. That was it. It was like, what to do next? So it was a blessing. I give Liv. It was a blessing she came back. It was a blessing she took her out because it made Liv the most interesting she's ever been. Give her all the credit for being more interesting, for being like taken serious now. Because you remember she was a champion before. Nobody took her seriously. Nobody cared when she beat Ronda Rousey and all that. She beat Ronda freaking Rousey. Nobody cared. Nobody cared. Now it's better. Like I said, I think Liv is like this. Honestly, I'm being very honest. I could say that women's, if there's a top like MVP of 2024, I give it to Liv. I will. She definitely has it. You can't deny it. She's the most interesting person that's been on WWE women's wise that hasn't been Rhea Ripley.
Let's
And
see here.
even Nia, it's the Tiffany thing. But championship wise, horrible. Like the championship reign, you cannot tell me this has been an interesting, dominant championship reign. I look at people like Io Sky, and I'm like, WWE, I hate y'all. Like just like this, Io Sky is right there, the most amazing in-ring talent y'all have. That's not Bianca Belair, and y'all freaking just doing nothing with her. And it's like, so. But
you know
hey,
who Io Sky lost to a Saturday night's main event?
yeah, why was that match so good? Because of Io. It was like this. Let's be real.
Who won?
Liv did good. I ain't like she didn't do good. EO's that work.
Listen, not too much on Liv. Not too much on Liv. I love Liv.
I'm gonna let Liv out.
Not too much on my girl.
All right, I'm gonna let Liv live now. But once again, like I said, MVP 2024, yes, it is Liv. It is
Definitely my standout.
And I would not not argue that with anybody. Anybody say Liv is MVP? Yes, she is. But I'll go to this. SmackDown's weird. Once again, too. I'm glad Nia, Tiffy time. We all know how that's gonna go. I'm gonna let Hawk talk about that more. What's name by I gotta thought of what's gonna happen with that too. But it's in a weird transition because all of a sudden Bayley, it's not that big of a deal as she once was. Like this, like I said, the whole chase with damage control was like the thing because they traded on her. But now she won the title. Yay, WrestleMania, yay, got her moment. But after that, is like start teetering, like is weird. Like, so I don't know what they're doing with Bayley. What's the name? Naomi possibly is going to be healed, but right now she's not. Naomi to me, Chelsea Green definitely should have won that, but I thought Naomi should have won too. So it's like, so I'm like conflicted on that because I'm like, to me, Naomi should have won that.
I thought she should have at least made it to the semifinals.
Exactly.
Like that was wild.
Disrespectful.
That was wild. Yeah.
Like
that was wild.
Disrespectful. She left the organization on her own terms. Like she said, I'm F this, I'm fed up with this, I'm out. Went to TNA, Impact, won the Women's World Championship, came back to Royal Rumble with a massive ovation. Everybody's happy to see her, and they literally have done nothing with her since she has been back. Disrespectful. Like seriously, what other word you can pronounce with that? It's like, come on, y'all make this top mid-card title, and she doesn't make it to the semifinal. Like
shocking stuff. Yeah, it was shocking stuff.
That's why I said the women's division has been odd. It's been a little weird. I think this will be now. Kudos to the best women's division of all the wrestling right now, and that's NXT. Them women cook. Shout out to all of them. Now, there's nothing weird about that division. That division, one word,
the best.
The best. Goodness.
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez, Jada Parker, hey Miss Parker, Lola Vice. Listen, all them girls, Soul Sarika, like all there's amazing talent. You got Julia, Stephanie Valkyra, like it's amazing. That division is crazy good. I'm glad it's getting the respect it should get, and I hope it continues to grow, which it will, because people are going to be called up eventually. Roxanne has been ready for the main roster, so she's going to get called up soon. So that division, sky's the limit, man. He's like I said, they all young. They're so young, so they got so much time to grow. So it's like I can't wait to see what happens with that division. So main roster women's division weird. NXT
great.
Fire.
Fantastic. 10 out of 10.
Great. Listen, so we all know we have that, what they call it, like it's almost like the trading portal that's coming up like at the end of the year. It's almost like college in a way. It's
I don't know
like,
what it is now.
yeah, it's happening at an awkward time, because you think about it, like as we're going into Royal Rumble season / WrestleMania season, so it's like
Yeah.
we kind of are, usually have an idea as far as like how WrestleMania is going to be shaped, but
Mhm.
now with this potential trading portal that they're going to have, amongst the respective brands, it's like, who is actually going where? What I mean, going into 2025. Like, this is, what I mean, something that we should keep an eye out for. But let's start running it down, like the standouts of WWE. Chris, I'm gonna go to you first. Who's been a standout so far this year, or I should
I
say
mean,
of the year? Sorry.
of the year, two
Yeah.
guys. I mentioned him earlier. Bronson Reed. He's definitely been a standout. Like I said, from a guy who nobody gave a crap about when he came to the main roster, and to like nobody cared. Then he has these great feuds with Seth and Braun Strowman. That's why I want to see two big beefy boys slapping me. Shout Big E. Just go. That's how it's supposed to do. Just tearing stuff up, knocking each other over all over the place. It ain't supposed to be a great wrestling 5-star match. It's supposed to be that. Exactly what it is. Two big guys knocking the shit out of each other. That's it. He has a great moment. He has a great matches with Seth, like Bronson Reed, and the second guy stand out and who like could be rookie of the year / MVP. Our guy Jacob Fatu. Come on, that dude. Since he has come on, he has outshined every bloodline member, both families, both families. He's outshined every single one of them, and he barely even talks. Besides, I love
you, Solo.
Solo.
I love you.
Those clips of him walking backstage with the shiesty on
Yes.
into SmackDown were so funny.
Yo,
were so funny.
yo, I said these people are just getting a inch of his freaking charisma and freaking like personality. They don't even know like all of him, and it's like
Yeah.
that guy
Super
is
cool,
just
dude.
amazing. So Bronson Reed, I even said, I'll be sitting in one of our group chats. I said, damn, I said, it's not going to happen. But I said, man, if Jacob Fatu and Bronson Reed were like a tag team, like, oh my God. It's like this. That is like this. That's just like a dream little tag team. I would like to see them two versus like some other two crazy big dude tag teams. Like to see that like this. Like imagine the Road Warriors versus them two. Like that'd be crazy. Like just saying like stuff like that. But Bronson Reed, Jacob Fatu, to me, two standout guys for 2024.
Damn, you actually took I was going to go with the Oos. You know what I mean? With the sudden impact he's made by joining the WWE, and how versatile he is without having like a host of matches under his belt. But like he made his presence so, you know what I mean, felt, so big to the WWE universe, is that like you got to keep an eye out. You know what I mean? No matter where Solo is, like, all right, where's Jacob Fatu? Because he's going to come out and kick ass, or you know what I mean, get involved in a match or two. It's unfortunate, you know what I mean, he had to beat up Apollo Crews the one SmackDown when they were all coming in. Like he caught that for no reason. Apollo should have just stayed home because he wasn't doing shit that night anyway. But
Apollo,
yeah,
it's crazy. Apollo Crews is still employed with the WWE, but Baron Corbin was just let go. I'm like, what is going on right now?
That's a good call for
I
real.
say, like, I like Apollo Crews. I think he's amazingly talented. But it's like on the pecking order, you would think Baron Corbin was a lifer and Apollo would get endeavored because they're just not doing nothing with him. Not because he's not good, just because they're not doing nothing with him. But it's like, it's a crazy world we live in. But I digress.
Yeah. But since you've already mentioned Oos, I'm gonna go with another talent. The name might not, scream on the paper yet, but I think he's doing, and goes back to my word again, promising. He's doing some promising things at the end of this year. And I gotta go with Carmelo Hayes, like with his presence on SmackDown, the several matches that both him and Andrade has had, which were all phenomenal. And I'm still pissed off that the seventh match got interrupted by one punk ass LA Knight.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still like they could have you know what I mean, let that match end cleanly, but unfortunately, you know, they wanted to make sure LA Knight got over, but yeah, that's another story for another time.
Regretting that now, aren't they?
Yeah, unfortunately, but I like the character Carmelo is developing with SmackDown. I like the relationship that he has with Nick Aldis, as far as like, you know, like him trying to like make a name for himself without like overdoing it, and then got him fighting wrestlers that you know he unexpecting to fight, and like with him going up against Braun Strowman on Friday, like, you know what I mean. I just love like the character aspect, like him looking all shocked, like like, you know what I mean, with the whole confused, like, oh, like, wait, what? Like,
I didn't see that coming either. I was like, what?
Like, well, damn.
Yeah, like,
well, good luck.
right. But it's like what I'm seeing from him is what is like the WWE blueprint. Like, you got that personality, you can go on the ring, you can talk on the microphone, and it get to the point where, hey, look, when those endorsements come in, you'll probably be at, you know what I mean, at the top of the list, you know what I mean, to be speaking for a specific endorsement. So I like, you know, Carmelo being my standout of the year. Ash, what you got for standout of the year?
So I have two choices. It was kind of hard for me to pick just because this person, I feel like he got taken out like very early on in the year. Like he got drafted to Raw, and then they weren't necessarily doing too much with him. And that person is Ilya Dragunov. I am a huge Ilya fan. Like, everything that he did down in NXT, I absolutely loved. I was so excited for when he was going to come up to the main roster. I wanted not necessarily immediately, but I definitely wanted him and Gunther to have a program. There was like a whole bunch of different things that I foresaw and thought was going to happen when he was drafted to Raw that hasn't necessarily happened. He was unfortunately injured, so hopefully when he comes back, we'll pick up with him from there. But definitely had to mention Ilya. I feel like not a lot of people, because his work was his most standout work was so early on in the year. I feel like not a lot of people were going to mention him, so I had to give him some love.
Yep.
And then my next choice is obviously I had to go with Jey Uso. I feel like he's just had an undeniable year. Everything that he has done this past year has just been so incredible. His first singles championship, and really establishing himself away from his family, I think was something that a lot of people online, a lot of doubters, naysayers, thought that he couldn't do. So I was very, very proud of him and very, very happy. Yeah. I was very, very proud of him and very, very happy to see the rise of Jey Uso. So this past year. So my two standouts, Ilya and Jey.
Oh, awesome. Now, bold prediction for 2025. As we all know, in 2024 or just in WWE period, anything can happen in world wrestling entertainment. So far as bold prediction, all right, I might sound crazy, definitely probably to Chris, but my bold prediction for 2025, Jey Uso will defeat whomever is the world's heavyweight champion on the Raw side by the end of 2025.
You know, I had that, but I was like, people are gonna boo me for that. But
no booing allowed over here. I'm rocking with main event. You rocking with main event. He might be rocking with main event in 2025.
That's interesting. I'm not mad at that. I'm just trying to figure out all the pieces of what's going on right now. I'm just like,
we'll worry about that in 2025.
Yeah.
It's going
right
happen.
now it's the dream. Yeah, right now it's the dream. Don't worry about how we get there.
We're in Minority Report right now. We visualizing the success.
Got you. Okay.
Ash, your bold prediction for 2025.
So I don't know how bold of a prediction this will be, but John Cena will hold singles championship gold in 2025.
Mm.
I don't know how bold of a prediction that is. I feel like that's like kind of like a given, but
Yeah.
You know what's so crazy?
What?
Mine's isn't that, but yours ties into mine's.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
Okay. Well, before you go, Chris, any particular title you think he may hold? Because I got a title in mind, this might be really off, like probably like off the radar for anyone. But I feel like if he were to hold a title, I think he's gonna go out like how he came in, and he might hold the U.S. title one more time.
Ooh, I think that would be dope.
Yeah.
I think that would be dope.
Hmm.
Chris, your bold prediction for 2025.
Now this one is the most unlikely / likely thing to happen because it's WWE. My bold prediction is, this part breaks my heart a little bit, but not really. Cody Rhodes will lose the WWE Championship to The Rock.
Mm.
Oh,
And The Rock will then lose it to John Cena.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
he uses John Cena in the bank. Just make a contract.
Yeah, right.
Uh-huh.
Sign it, Dwayne.
Cena in the bank.
Uh-huh. Like,
You know
don't
what?
know
That's a good bold prediction there.
how
I
things
like
are
it.
going, because I'm trying to tell you, because now I think they're pivoting from Roman Cody, now slowly going towards Roman Punk.
Mm.
Like the seeds are being planted.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be a world championship picture.
Yeah.
So when you say Jey Uso, makes a little sense to me. That's why I said, you know what? It's not a bad prediction. I think things are going to change. I think Roman is going to go to Raw's going to Netflix. I think Cody is going to Raw, and I think the world title is going to SmackDown.
That's possible.
Yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. So I think that's how it's going to work out with Punk and Roman and Paul Heyman, all that stuff. I think everything's going to lead to that.
If I'm not mistaken, at some point, SmackDown is SmackDown going to Netflix too, or they're going to remain on USA for?
I think they're going to remain on USA, but I think they're going to show content on Netflix, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think everything's moving from Peacock to Netflix.
Yeah, everything's moving from Peacock, to Netflix.
Got it.
Yeah, what's the name? So that's gonna be that's my bold prediction. Cody loses to Rock. Rock loses to Cena, which brings what I've been so patiently waiting for so long, and it's gonna be amazing. Ooh, when Cody turns heel. Oh.
Oh man.
That's when I become a fan.
Y'all want to see some heat? That Cody verse? Wait till y'all see that shit.
I can see the signs already. Why, Cody? Why?
Oh man.
My God.
Right.
Oh, and the cookie cutter Cody comes the cookie cutter Cena, and then he kicks him in the balls. Oh, it's gonna be great.
Oh man.
That's what I'm be like. I knew you had it in you, Cody. You had it in you all this time. My man, come on, give me a hug. Like,
he gives that little shit-eating grin that he loves to give. And it's gonna drive people nuts. And I'm gonna be like, yes, here we go.
Then he go back to the black hair.
I said he's gonna dye. He's gonna dye his hair.
Oh man, full descent.
Yeah, dye his hair black again. He's gonna be like, "What? This is what you wanted, right?"
I'm like, ooh, no. We'll see.
Oh man, absolutely. Well, there you have it. State of the promotion, WWE for 2024. The lovely Ash Benny, lip gloss and ladders. greatly appreciate you joining us here on the Still Steps. You know, you come in as a guest, you leave out as family. So if ever you want to come on board, be a part with us, here on Still Steps, just let us know. You want to come on, talk your shit, you know what I mean? Just let us know. You know what I mean? We here to serve you. So but before we kick out of here, any social platforms you'd like to promote where we can find Lip Gloss and Ladders?
So you can follow us on Instagram at Lip Gloss and Ladders. It's like the letter N, not and. So Lip Gloss and Ladders.
Got you.
Awesome. Sounds good. So on a programming note, next week we'll continue our State of the Promotion series where we'll be talking about AEW. Oh man. Well, I'm looking forward to this one because I got a shit.
I got a lot to talk about. Yeah, I got a lot to talk about.
AEW. Like, man, oh man. And
do you even want me on that show?
I might take up 30 minutes to be honest. Like,
you want to talk about weird?
Yeah. Do you want me to be on that show? Like, oh my god.
And you know me. I've been a big advocate for AEW.
AEW, yes.
Like, I've been advocate, like, having the patience, seeing. It's amazing how like storylines would develop, then they just take them off the show. Like, yo, like, what are you doing?
I could talk 20 minutes just about Mercedes Moné alone and how that character has been used. Like,
yeah,
that's one of the biggest miss/fails of 2024.
Yeah.
Crazy mishandling. Yeah, crazy mishandling in the beginning.
Oh yeah. So
one of the biggest female wrestling stars in the world.
Yeah.
And I don't know what happened.
Yeah, but we'll talk about that. We'll talk about
it's a whole other hour.
The championship runs, like the selected feuds. Like we'll definitely talk about all of that. So, all right, everybody. This was Still Steps, powered by All Authentic Talk Sports Network. Ash Benny, again, we appreciate you joining us. Mr. Moyo Fit Chris Wilson. I am Politicking Hot, and we'll holler at y'all next Friday. Till then,